suspected crime scene looks like an archaeological dig. A forest ranger led police here, maintaining this is the only spot that hits the mark.
We are going to have our daughter back, and we realize now that we may have to wait till the resurrection, but we're going to have her back, and no one can take her from us.
August 18th, 1993, a 12-year-old girl from the Utica area disappears while riding her bike. Sara Anne Wood had just visited her dad, a church minister. Police later found Sara's bike in a ditch with crayons and papers, but no sign of the young girl.
Are you familiar with the disappearance of Sara Wood 2 weeks ago?
Yes, sir.
The search ramped up as time kept ticking. Police even setting up roadblocks to stop drivers hoping for any shred of information. Some cars prominently displaying her photo in the window.
My wife's a friend of the family's, and she's really hurt by it.
A 24-hour command center was set up at her dad's church. Volunteers working the kitchen to help keep everything moving. Her heartbroken father keeping the faith.
Try to keep our emotions in check as best we can. We have our moments, but we're drawing a lot of strength from each other.
The investigation quickly zeroed in on a 43-year-old former theater custodian from North Adams named Louis Lent. Details of his alleged past more and more shocking.
Police are describing Lent as a serial murderer and a pedophile, and they say the investigation has just begun.
Police say he tried to abduct another 12-year-old girl at gunpoint.
And said, "You see the gun that I have?" And he showed it to me. I was like, "Yeah, I see it. Just do everything that I say and everything will be all right."
She escaped and picked him out of a police lineup. He was also linked to the disappearance of a 12-year-old Pittsfield boy in 1990 named Jimmy Bernardo.
The clothes Jimmy Bernardo had on when he disappeared were found near his body. Now, police will try to figure out how the 7th grader ended up 200 miles from his Pittsfield home.
But while police had a suspect, leads to find Sara sadly turned up nothing.
The suspected crime scene looks like an archaeological dig. As state police get close to the ground, they sift the snow for evidence.
That included this search in the Adirondacks.
Police are still confident this is the spot Lent was leading them to, but his original description was as much as 5 miles off. A forest ranger led police here, maintaining this is the only spot that hits the mark.
A sophisticated thermal radar brought in to help.
The radar takes a reading of any moisture in the ground, change in moisture particularly. The change in the moisture in the ground will indicate that the Earth's crust has been disturbed. In other words, someone had excavated there.
Meanwhile, time ticked by as searchers fought bitter cold. Monica Mahaffey reports.
Oh, you guys are doing a great job up there. I don't know.
Investigators are heartened by a visit from Sara's father, Bob, today.
Incredible.
But even his thanks and encouragement won't be enough to warm them this weekend. The search moved into a new phase today as volunteers finished digging snow, and investigators, who are now the only ones at the scene, began digging dirt.
When this cold frost comes in, now that we have no insulation of snow, in a matter of hours, that frost will go deep into the ground. And then it makes it very difficult because when you put that equipment into the ground and you try to move it, it'll move like slabs of concrete.
Hannibal, the body-sniffing Swiss mountain dog, did not find Sara's burial place. The dog hit a spot late yesterday, but a 2-foot dig today didn't produce anything. Now searchers are digging 2 feet deep over an entire acre and will keep widening that area as needed. FBI ground radar has also been at work.
The equipment that's covered the area designated that we're responsible for covering. That area is all staked out. They covered that entire area. They've identified several areas to dig in. On the other side, we had designated that we would go attack it with the equipment merely because we're in a race against the clock with the weather.
Sara's father today said attorneys should do the right thing. And that, he said, is to bring her suspected killer, Louis Lent, here and let him show police where to find her.
And the weather challenges continued. A heated tent still not getting past 50 degrees.
The effort stopped earlier today than it has in the last 6 because Mother Nature forced a quitting time at 3 p.m. At that time, the wind chill was about 30 degrees below zero, and it was getting windier.
If you're in the range of 40 below zero, I would certainly think that would be a dangerous situation.
And tomorrow is expected to be almost as bad.
Others were concerned about Sara's dad helping with the search. fearing he would come across something no parent ever wants to see.
Sarah's father, Bob, spent most of the day transporting food and supplies from the command post at the Racket Lake Fire Department to the search site, while his wife, Frances, sat inside telling stories about Sarah and helping those involved in the search get to know this little girl whose body they've searched so desperately for.
If something is discovered, then, I'll leave at that time, and everyone else will at that time as well, and only the official people will be involved.
Investigators say they have not had any additional help from Sarah's suspected killer, Louis Lent Jr., since he first drew them a crude map of where he says he laid her murdered body.
Yeah, there will be a point in time we'll decide that we've done everything possible that we could do at this point to try and locate the remains. And when it gets to a point of it being illogical, we'll make a determination to cease operations.
As spring began turning into summer, the search in the Adirondacks was called off.
State police will next search the area close to Sarah's home in Litchfield-Herkimer County, where she was last seen. And they'll search an area of Ithaca where Jimmy Bernardo of Pittsfield was found murdered.
In April 1994, Lent finally gave a disturbing account to police. The details published in the Times-Union.
Lent told police, "I jumped out and had the knife in my left hand. She panicked and dropped her bike and packages, turned and started running. I caught up to her. I grabbed her, tripped her up, and she fell to the ground. I then threatened her with the knife. I forced her up and into the van."
However, he later went back and forth on his word, all while already serving life for his other cases. Finally, he pleaded guilty and stuck to it in October of 1996. Sentencing was scheduled for the following February, then delayed in hopes the warmer weather would give Lent one last chance to help them find young Sarah's body. That did not happen, and after 3.5 years of agony and pain for the Wood family, Lent was eventually sentenced in April of 1997. Family members coming face to face with the killer. Kumi Tucker reports.
Those 5 months when I didn't know what happened to Sarah or where she was a living hell you put me through. And I miss her every day. And in the name of Jesus Christ, I forgive you for that.
The family of 12-year-old Sara Anne Wood confronted her convicted killer and gave the court glimpses into the agony and heartbreak they have suffered. Frances Wood showed Louis Lent pictures of the little girl, mementos of her brief life.
And I will remember Sarah every day, and I will say to God that I want her back. And my mercy to you is by telling you this, so that perhaps you could have a little mercy on us.
Louis Lent pleaded guilty to kidnapping and killing Sarah. She disappeared in 1993 while riding her bike to summer Bible school. The Woods want to know where Sarah's body is buried. Officials have tried in vain to break Lent's silence.
In all the times that we asked you that question, only once did you actually give us an answer to that. And that was because, in your own words, Louis, she's not alone.
Lois Wood, Louis's mother, says the district attorney spouted lies.
He said Louis told his mother that he was guilty. That never happened, ever. Whenever I've asked him, he says, I don't know anything about it. I had nothing to do with it.
Among the large group in court was Judy Gifford. She's the mother of Kaylee Ann Poulton, another missing and murdered child. Gifford says she shares the Woods' pain.
I think the one thing that they deserve to have and they need to have so that they can move forward to their life and go through a healing process is they need to know where their child is. They need to have her remains back so that they can have and give her a proper burial. She deserves that, if nothing else.
To this day, Louis Lent remains locked up. Sarah's body has never been found. For more information on past news events in the Capital Region, head to our News Channel 13 YouTube page and click on News Vault 13. For now, opening News Vault 13, I'm Rachel Teedy.